There is a place on this earth where the silence is so heavy, you can hear your own heartbeat. Imagine a landscape where you can walk for 3 days straight without ever crossing paths with another human soul. Where the horizon is so perfectly flat, so unbroken in every direction, that 18th century sailors once used this land to calibrate their navigation instruments. They called it the Ocean of Grass, because it was the closest thing to open water that existed on dry land. Inside a small circle of felt and wood, a family is beginning their day. This is a gur, a nomadic home. Outside, the wind has been blowing across the same steppe for 10,000 years. Here, children prepare for a school that is 3 hours away across open wilderness. A woman prepares tea with milk from animals she tended before the sun rose. A man checks the sky, not the way we check a weather app, but the way a sailor reads the sea. He is reading signs that have no names in any language but his own. This is Mongolia, the most sparsely populated sovereign nation on Earth. In a world that has spent centuries building walls, fences, and megacities, we are faced with a haunting question: what do we lose when the last people who chose none of those things finally disappear? Today, we go beyond the map to a land that doesn't just have history, it is history. To understand Mongolia, you have to understand the math of existence. It is the 18th largest country on Earth, larger than Alaska, larger than France, Spain, and Germany combined. Yet, it is home to only 3.3 million people. To put that into perspective, the entire population of this massive country would fit inside the city of Los Angeles with room to spare. In the United States, the average population density is about 94 people per square mile. In Bangladesh, it's over 3,000. In the Mongolian steppe, the human presence effectively reaches zero. But do not be deceived by the emptiness. This is not undeveloped land. It is a meticulously managed ecosystem. For 4,000 years, nomadic herders have moved across this grass with a precision that no modern irrigation system has ever replicated. They understood ecology long before the West had a word for it. Their secret? They never stayed too long. The steppe does not reward permanence, it rewards movement. In a world obsessed with owning and fixing things in place, the nomads made a different calculation. The land is not ours to own. It is ours to read. It is hard to look at these peaceful felt tents and realize that 800 years ago, the people living in them ruled the world. In 1279, the Mongol Empire was the largest contiguous land empire in human history. It stretched from the Korean peninsula to the borders of modern-day Poland. 1 out of every 5 humans on Earth answered to a man who grew up in a tent just like the ones you see today. Genghis Khan. His secret wasn't just brutality, it was speed. And that speed was powered by the Mongolian horse. Small, stocky, and incredibly hardy, these horses can survive -40-degree winters without a barn or supplemental feed. They dig through the snow to find frozen grass. While European armies were slowed down by heavy armor and the need for grain, the Mongol cavalry moved like a wildfire. They created the world's first global postal system, the AM, allowing messages to travel 1,000 miles in a week. They opened the Silk Road, creating a period of peace where a merchant could walk from China to Persia with a golden plate on his head and never be robbed. But the steppe is a jealous master. It gives life, and it takes it back. There is a word in Mongolian that sends a shiver through every herder: zud. A zud is a summer drought followed by a winter so brutal that the animals cannot reach the grass beneath the ice. It doesn't kill dozens, it kills millions. In the winter of 2010, Mongolia lost 8 million animals, 22% of the country's entire wealth, in a single season. For a nomad, this is an erasure. When the herd dies, the reason to stay on the steppe
Hello
dies.
friends. Maybe you
This
are
is
not
what
aware
is
of
driving
it,
the
but
Great
Mongolia
Migration
is, so
to
to
the
speak,
capital,
one of the main.
Ulaanbaatar. Masters of the wilderness become ghosts in the city, living in Gur districts, on the outskirts, trading a life of total freedom for a life of coal, smoke, and low-wage labor. The modern world no longer values the craft of the steppe. Yet, every July, the spirit of the empire returns. This is Naadam, the festival of the three games: wrestling, archery, and horse racing. These aren't sports in the way we think of them. They are the three survival skills of the steppe. The wrestlers don't have weight classes, the strongest wins. The archers shoot with the same focus their ancestors used to hunt. And the horse races? They are miles long, and the jockeys are children aged 5 to 12. At Naadam, they aren't celebrating the past. They are recognizing the present. They are saying, "We are still here. The grass is still here. We have not disappeared yet." So, we return to our question. What do we lose? The nomads of Mongolia don't live this way because they have no other choice. They live this way because they understand something we have forgotten: that ownership is not the same as belonging. The herder who can look at a horse and know it's sick before it shows a single symptom, or look at the clouds and predict a storm 3 days away, possesses a form of intelligence that no algorithm can replicate. There are children on the steppe today who will grow up and face a choice: the city or the grass. The ones who choose the grass will live a life that is harder by every modern measure. They will wake up in a circle of felt, with a window to the sky, in a landscape that hasn't changed in 10 millennia. But they will know exactly who they are. And they will know exactly where they belong. Because in the end, a home is not a place you own. A home is a place that knows you. Would you trade your address for a view like this? Tell us in the comments. We read every one. And if this journey changed how you think about home, share it with someone who needs to see it. I'm Joy for World Unfold. Until next time, remember, the most extraordinary lives are rarely the most comfortable ones.